Last year, we got updates for the Escalade. We got a new IQ, which is a full electric variant, but I like the ICE variant and the fact that we have a V-Series. We don't have the V-Series today, but we are showcasing the 2026 Cadillac Escalade two-wheel drive Platinum Sport, which is the top-of-the-line trim just underneath the V-Series. So this is all the luxury. You're still getting some performance out of that naturally aspirated V8, but it does have dynamic fuel management, which cuts off cylinders. But don't click off the video yet, because I'm going to go over some pros and cons. I'm Anthony from Supercar Throttle. 420 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque. That's what you're looking at with a ground clearance at 6.9 to 8 inches. Front and rear parking sensors. The front grille gets the glossy black because we're in the sport trim that goes into the cool choreography lighting, and I appreciate Cadillac doing this because the only other company that does any lighting is Audi. They do the animated lighting. But here you can tell this from any other car company because they got the vertical lights. The engine's paired to a 10-speed automatic transmission, and that's going to help improve MPGs, getting you 15 for the city, 19 for the highway, with a combined at 19 MPGs, but you're not looking to get performance in that category. This thing weighs over 6,000 pounds, so to get the MPGs that you're getting, it's pretty damn good, I think so. But one thing that you are getting is a lot of luxury, like the auto opening and closing of the doors for the front and the rear. I think that is a cool feature. This was implemented last year with the refresh. Simply push the button and you can close the doors. And it opens up fully depending on the sensors where you're at. BMW does something similar to this. Genesis does something similar to this. But when you're looking at the price, around $130,000, you're getting a lot, including these 22-inch wheels, glossy black element on the lower door skirt, and on the side view mirror, and on the roof rails. Unfortunately, the roof rails are not raised, but this vehicle is taller than me, as you can see, so it really doesn't matter if they were raised because most people wouldn't be able to use them to fit tie downs. You would still have to use the power running boards in order to get up there. And pricing around 130 grand is pretty much spot on with Range Rover. You can get an autobiography, which will have similar features to this, and it can be a little bit more sporty. They do also have a SV, but even if you were to go to the V-Series here, you would save money. That goes to around 180 grand. The SV Range Rover, that goes over $200,000. So you're seeing what you're getting as a total value, but then looking at the Germans, Mercedes, Audi, and BMW, all of those you can get performance variants for about $10,000 difference. So now the question comes into play, do you go Escalade or do you go to the Germans because you're going to get more performance, but then the ride is also going to be a lot more firm, especially for BMW. Audi and Mercedes is going to be pretty similar to this. You have the magnetic ride control, which you have to go into the luxury trim in order to get that. The base trim starts around $93,000, so when you're starting to look at what the trims cost between each level, they literally jump up to $10,000 from the base to the luxury. Standard LED taillights, and you'll have the same choreography lighting in the rear. The lower roof spoiler hides the rear windshield wiper. You have to push the Cadillac emblem in order to open up the tailgate. That's power folding, and you have a button that you can open up the actual window in the rear. The lower, you get dual exhaust that's exposed, and I like how all the cameras are right here, so it simplifies everything. You don't have things all over the place. Overall, I think Cadillac did an excellent job. With the ICE variant, it is something that I would personally own, but let me know in the comments which way you would go, to the competition or to the Escalade. Click a like and subscribe, because the more engagement that you do with the channel, the better it is for the algorithm, so we can bring more vehicles to the channel. So what does 420 horsepower get you? Up to speed pretty fine. Braking doesn't necessarily stop on a dime. 460 pound-feet of torque, but this does weigh over 6,000 pounds. So when you're putting all of that together, you're starting to realize what you have. It's literally a yacht on wheels, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, it's gonna feel a little bit heavy at times, especially when you're hitting the brake, or when you're mashing on the gas, you'll feel a little bit of a lift on the overhang, or the front overhang, I should say. In the screen configuration, I like it, but because it goes inwards, you're noticing the driver or the gauge cluster is more towards the passenger side, and that Escalade is more towards me. And that's what happens when you do these oval screens. So 55 inches, it's nice, but it would be better if it was completely flat. And this AKG, like I said on the interior part of the review, we lost the touchpad here. So we only have touch capabilities over here now. I like that we still have the AR though. And this vehicle was kind of founded with this because this feature, I just like it. I mean, I can see everything in the front of me, especially if I'm using the Super Cruise Control, which we don't have it active, unfortunately, but you get 3 years free for that. Adaptive Cruise Control, Lane Keep Assist. Now, when you're doing performance in this vehicle, because of the cylinder management, you will feel vibrations in the engine, which to me is definitely a con because this is a luxury vehicle. The suspension itself holds itself, so when you're going over imperfections, even with 22-inch wheels, you don't really feel any of those imperfections in the road, but then I'm feeling the vibrations of the engine. The overall drive is good though. It's what you would expect for a luxury vehicle. It does stand out a little bit, but I would feel for this price that it needs just a touch more, because you start off around 93 grand and then you go into 100,000 right away on the luxury, and then everything's 100,000. The V Series obviously unlocks all that performance that we're wanting, but it's a heavy vehicle and I feel it most of the time when I'm pushing the throttle. Even with the brake itself, I don't feel that much when I'm in the Range Rover. It actually feels a little bit more sporty. The same thing with the BMW, with Mercedes, Audi. The Q9 hasn't came out yet. As soon as it does, we'll have some reviews on it. But for the Q7 that we've reviewed a ton of them through Hawkeye Rides, and even in this channel, I mean, I feel like they kind of nail it. You don't feel that weight so much. The Grand Wagoneer kind of had a similar feel in the sense of the interior, just it felt a lot more plastic. Here it feels more upscale, even with the hard materials. So I think they did a great job masking and covering that up. For a daily driver, I could see somebody doing it with no problems. If it's somebody that's going from a smaller third row variant to get into this larger vehicle, you're gonna feel a difference. But once you drive it about 10, 15 miles, it's pretty easy because it sits up pretty good. Clearance at 8 inches, and it goes as low as 6.9 inches. It does feel wide and long, so there is some cons in that category, but overall, the feel to the vehicle definitely keeps that upscale vibe. Turn radius, this is a big boy. It's gonna get about 3 lanes. Let's rock and roll. I mean, overall, the 0 to 60 is around the high 6 to around 7 seconds. It's not like the IQ's 4 seconds flat 0 to 60, but what you're getting with an Escalade is literally a yacht on wheels. You're wanting it roomy, you're wanting charging ports everywhere, you're wanting the upgraded technology, you're wanting cubbies found throughout the interior, and plenty of room for luggage and towing capacity. It ticks the box to every single feature I just discussed. That's why this is kind of a home run if you're looking for a larger luxury SUV. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out this next video right here.